Hey Chris, so I finished week 10 recently. So deadlifts here. These first few deadlift clips, I they went all right, but they could have been better. The reason they didn't they felt like they moved pretty well, but they were kind of uncomfortable. It was because on the previous day, this is day 4 here. On the previous day on my front squats, I had some pretty significant butt wink going on that kind of made my lower back a little bit didn't feel so great coming into this day. I swiftly corrected that, but the damage was done. So it's not really an injury. It's just it was feeling rather sore going into the day 4. So this was the day 2 deadlift right there. I thought it looked a little bit better, um, but no big deal. They still felt like they were easy. Maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but easy. But that's going pretty well, I think, in general. So bench, what I did on bench was I noticed that the typical thing to say for setup is to do shoulders back and down. What I was only really doing was just shoving them back, and I wasn't really bringing the shoulders down onto the bench, if that makes sense. So moving them towards my butt, I wasn't really doing that. I was just jamming them backwards. So I realized this and so this week I started to sort of put my shoulders down instead of just jamming them back, and I noticed that it made a pretty big difference in the way I bench. Um, Initially it seems a little bit stronger, though that's hard to say because I haven't really had too much practice with it yet. It definitely seems to fatigue my pecs less. So, I mean, I've noticed with the way I was benching previously is that my pecs appear to do a disproportionate amount of the work. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I definitely notice from set to set that there's a significant amount of fatigue, that my performance goes down pretty significantly from set to set. That doesn't seem to happen as much doing it benching this way with the shoulders down more. You'll also notice that, like in this video, for example, that with the shoulders down more, it kind of necessitates a bar path wherein the bar lands much lower down on my belly. And I mean, this is all stuff that I would have to work out if I chose to stick with this technique. But I definitely can't touch as close to my chest as I would otherwise with my previous sort of getting the shoulders mostly just back instead of down technique. Um, so I mean, whether or not I continue with benching that way is really up to you. Whether you think that would be preferable or not. Definitely have to work out the kinks with that. I have some more details in my written notes, um, since the video is kind of short and everything like that. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, it also sort of necessitates that I sink the bar more into my belly because I mean it's kind of hard to hold it in that position when it's that low on my when the bar lands so far from my chest. It seems kind of hard to hold it in that position without really sinking at least a little bit. But also, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Like I said, I only really started doing this for 1 week, and it's pretty different. So, anyways, definitely want to know what you think about that, or if you need more explanation or examples or something like that, I'd be happy to give them to you. Squats going really well, feeling excellent. Um, really not much to report in that regard. So this week's workouts, week 10, I was on spring break, um, which means that I don't feel as motivated to get into the gym because I don't feel motivated to do anything at all. Just want to sit around doing nothing all day. So I guess in terms of motivation, it's not that significant. It's kind of low, but that's only outside the gym. Once I'm in there, I'm feeling great, and I'm having fun, lots of energy, and I'm looking forward to my lifts. I definitely am still finding myself not really wanting to leave the gym. Um, Sleeping well, everything like that. It's all going well so far. So really, I'm mostly just concerned with bench press. as usual, of course. I mean, that's pretty much how it's always been going. But uh, yeah, nothing much else to report. All right, Chris. See you later.